Interesting. Okay. I'll leave on that one. Thought I'd try it.
Yeah, I don't want that. Let's go.
See what would happen.
That was a great sound.
I don't know why. Let's see. Yeah, we're streaming.
Kind of a 2-camera thing.
Yeah, if you're doing both, one I think has to be completely muted.
Well, yeah, I tried muting the other one, and I still got the echo. But this one, no.
I'm just checking something here. Oh, looks like. Oh. Yeah.
Zach, do you give online lessons too? You're strictly session player? Or?
No, I play live. I do whatever, live or studio tour. I don't do any. This is the first time doing anything like this online. Not set up. Not set up to do it. Thinking about it though. What pad is that, Korey?
This is the Ahead.
Oh, okay. With the 2 different surfaces?
Yes.
Soft and hard?
Yes. All right, so we're streaming live now on all these bad boys, but there's no way to see the chat or see who's watching, which is weird. Maybe there is. Let's see. Where's the chat?
You're not loud at all.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not really talking directly into my mic.
Oh, okay, because I'm normally louder than that, sir.
Okay. Somebody else said that too. What about my kick?
That sounds okay, but you're usually a little bit louder than that.
That's what somebody else was saying, and I don't know why. Let's see. Somebody else was saying that, and I don't.
Go.
Oh, maybe it's just the main that wasn't loud enough.
There we go.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Let's see. All right, yeah, I think that's just our chat. So everyone that's watching live online with us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, welcome, hello, good morning. If you guys ever want to join Chops and Coffee, just use the link on drumbrigade.com, fill out the form. That'll bring you right here. You can hang out with all of us. So, yeah. Everybody in the Zoom meeting, welcome. Just giving it a few minutes, just letting last-minute stragglers come in. What you eating, Nat?
I've been having a craving for a cupcake.
This early?
Yeah.
Dude, I swear, the more I get to know you, I've known you for years, but the more I get to know you, the more you're a little kid in disguise.
Oh, I'm a big kid. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a big kid loving life, doing what I love for a living, and having fun with the people that I do it with.
Oh my gosh.
I learned a long time ago, if you don't have fun every day,
yeah,
there's no point. No point. I've run into too many people that are serious all the time. It's like, I'm like, do you ever have any fun? And they thought about it. The majority of them like, not really. I'm like, no, man. I don't stress over stuff that I don't have any control over. Just let it go.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so it looks like no one else is showing up, so that's all good. Now, how do I do here? I think I fixed my issues here. My computer needed to be updated, and that's why I was losing sound on Wednesday. Close. Unfortunately, everyone, if you're chiming in on the chat, I can't see it over here. So I apologize for that, but anyways, welcome everyone. I just wanted to chat a little bit about Chops and Coffee before we get started. Chops and Coffee is obviously a thing that we love. We're doing every 3 days a week, and we're always. I love the positivity and the accolades that we're giving each other, and it's really cool, encouraging, inspiring. I think it's a really great thing. See, I knew it. There's people coming in. But I want to put things into perspective and keep things into perspective as far as what we do here in the morning. Good morning, Rebecca. Welcome. I think what this started off and what it was meant to be is just a very basic and simple warm up for us to prepare us for whatever practice we want to really get into after we do Chops and Coffee. So that being said, it's like my wife and I used to do a boot camp, like actual physical working out. And it wasn't like we weren't learning new exercises every morning. We weren't like lifting super heavy weights or taxing ourselves. It was difficult. Some things were more difficult than others, but it was a group warm up where we would run stairs and we would do burpees and we would do push-ups and jump up and down and do jumping jacks and stuff that we all basically know, like basic stuff. And so I think that's the idea for Chops and Coffee, because we have different age groups, we have different skill levels, we have beginner students all the way up to professional working drummers or teachers in the room. So in order for us to facilitate everyone and cater to everyone, I think we need to keep it just very simple and basic and do a warm up, because like we were saying last week, what's said in between the sips of coffee is what this is really about, right? So it's about the hang, it's about the camaraderie, it's about beginner drummers, students being able to associate with professional drummers and teachers. It's about vice versa, sharing experiences. Doing a warm up together is purpose of why we're here, but I think that pushing ourselves too far is making others in the room discouraged, if that makes sense, and we don't want that. So now I'm not saying that we're just going to do eighth notes on our right hand and eighth notes on our left hand. Of course we can try, but I think a few basic warm-ups is really easier for me as leading this. But and then I think what I would like to do is do a few basic warm-ups and then share in the room. So if anybody has something that they would like to share, like, hey man, I've been working on this chop. Have you guys tried this challenge? Have you guys tried this? This is one of my warm-ups. I think that is more of a community feel rather than me coming up with like, hey man, here's another challenge. And then being like, man, I don't know if this is too easy for these guys or too hard. Because at the end of the day, there's always somebody in the room that is having like, this is too challenging and it's over their head, and then there's some in the room that's like, this is too easy. What am I doing here? So I would like to get your guys' feedback. What do you guys think about that? I just really want to make sure we keep the acceptance, belonging, camaraderie, everyone's welcome vibe alive, and the hang vibe alive of sharing experiences and chatting and laughing, and the jokes and all of that is totally wonderful. I think that is why this experience is so great for us. But as soon as we start making others feel like they can't hang, that's when people stop showing up. You know what I mean? So what's your guys' thoughts?
I think that sounds great. Keeping it more, less about like technical proficiency and like push. It's cool to push ourselves, I've been discouraged because 15 or 20 years ago, I was a much more technically proficient drummer because I would play for hours a day on my reel feel.
Yeah.
Dynamics and accents and paradiddle diddles and flamma tappa cues and all it. But, I kind of faded out of that. And I think now I'm a more musical drummer, but I'm way less technically proficient. So when we're doing what you're talking about, I'm like, oh man, I used to do this like no problem. And now I'm struggling. So I just hang back and like do the best I can. And like, I don't feel discouraged. Like I don't want to show up. I'm just like, I need to get back with the technical.
Right.
But also I think it's cool to try to come up with interesting things that aren't like super difficult, but they're like, oh, I never thought of that before. Like,
right.
Like
I like that kind of stuff too. I think that's great. And so like what's been going on, like where, like Nat suggested a warm up, and then we brought that to the table and we worked on that. And then Jeffrey suggested something, and then I love, that's what I'm talking about, like where everybody's participating. It's not just like one guy trying to be like, yo, I think this will work for you guys, because then that's the beauty of hanging out with other drummers, especially when there's this camaraderie factor where it's like, hey man, like I've done that same thing, but I do it like this, and then you're like, oh, that just blew my mind, I never thought about it like that, and then so I think that's the great part about this.
But you're going to run into that regardless, though. You're going to run into it where you're going to have stuff that's going to be too easy for people. You're going to have times where there's going to be stuff that's too hard for people.
Right.
And it's just one of those things, because I'll take a quote from Mike Johnson. He's like, everybody started somewhere, and we're all at a different place in our playing. And it's up to the individual to say, okay, yeah, I can't do it, but this is fun. I want to stay and hang. Or it's like, you know what, I can't do this, and I don't feel qualified, so I'm going to leave. You're going to run into that regardless. I mean, that's going to be a question you're going to be asking yourself over and over and over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of part of it.
I think as long as the guys who are like the pros and the teachers and all of that stuff, as long as you guys are aware of like what this is, like if you're coming here to push yourselves and expand your horizons and like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not realistic. But if you're coming here to hang and inspire and warm up, all of us can benefit from doing an eighth note warm up on each hand in the morning at 7 a.m. So it's just like if you wake up in the morning and you go and run the stairs, it's like, you never go, man, I learned how to run stairs, when I was 5 years old. It's like you're still getting exercise. So if we come in with that mindset where it's like, yeah, this is easy, but it's just a warm up and I can do my actual workout after this, then we're good. And then I think that takes a lot of pressure off of me, and it takes a lot of pressure off of some of the other people that are, maybe struggling with some of the stuff that we do. But I always try to put in something that's like, at least working out the pro or, guys a little bit.
You're doing a good job, because I mean, looking at some of the warm-up stuff that you bring to the table, it gives me ideas to like, okay, so how can we make this a little more interesting?
Yeah, and I love that.
And somewhat challenging, to everybody, because like the simple accented one, the da 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 da. I'm like, that's cool. So what if we add, add the flap just to spice it up a little bit? That way, it's cool. It's a little more challenging for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's not that hard, but it's not that easy.
And
but it's from the aspect of having fun and just trying to inspire guys.
I think too, like a lot of this stuff, like that for me, is something that's one of the things that I'm like, dude, light bulb just went off. Where I'm like, I didn't think about that. That's a great idea. And then that pushes me where I'm like, dude, now I'm working on this. And even if I don't see progress in my playing, it is making progress in your playing, because it's maybe you're doing stuff that you haven't thought of, and then you're working on it in the morning, you're doing whatever. It's like, so it's cool. So, yeah, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. Like, this is not going right. It's because it is going well. I just am constantly trying to think of ideas on how to make this better and how to make more people want to feel that they are invited and they can hang and belong and hang with drummers and feel like real drummers, you know?
Yeah, you're trying to make sure everybody feels included no matter what level they're on.
Exactly. So, all right, that being said, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, full disclosure, it's 10 o'clock where I am. I've been doing, 7 o'clock is usually my time, is when I've been doing this stuff by myself. I get up, I work out, come to the drum room, do my rudiments. I call it to my wife. I say I'm going to rip some rudiments, and she always laughed at that. And then when I bought that drum key, I'm like, chops and coffee. This is what I do by myself.
Yeah.
So I come back to this at 10 o'clock my time, just to hang out with people that are going through the same shit that I'm going through. Like the cowbell question the other day.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm looking for a cowbell, but I don't know anything about cowbells. And the one that I do have sounds like shit. And I don't want to do like that little 3 cowbell thing. I'm never going to do, but my band would throw me out if I came. Hey guys.
But see, that's the cool part about it. What would happen if you did do that? You know, and you brought it in the right way, and they might turn and look at you like, what the hell was that? But wait, that sounded kind of cool.
But the fact that you guys are thinking about it, no, my guitarist isn't thinking about that, my wife's not thinking about it, other drummers are thinking about how can I do that? Right? So.
I went to Guitar Center yesterday, and I literally played every cowbell that was hanging on the wall for like 10 minutes, and I didn't buy one. I was like, nope, none of these are what
I love it.
I was just going to say that.
You guys know what I'm talking about, though, right? That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
I just want to say that I like everything about it. But the idea of, leaving out some of the more challenging stuff. For me, like I asked you the other day about, hey, did you put that 16-note triplet up the thing up to your hands in the kit? And for me, I like that stuff that is stuff that is a little difficult. And I say, you don't spend a lot of time on it, but if you show it and then you put the sheet music there, I like to go and shut it myself. I don't have to spend a lot of time, but I like the stuff that kind of stretches. Like when I first look at it, the first hear you do it, I can't do it. That's what I want to work on.
Okay.
Cool. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I like that too. That's great. I think and that's half the time, as drummers we get caught up in like I see a lot of especially teachers with this problem where they're like, well, if I can do it, then everyone can do it. It's fine. If it's easy for me, then it's easy for you. But it's not necessarily true. And so sometimes I think, man, this is just all easy stuff. This is not like these guys. I'm not presenting anything. And so when I hear that, hey, this is something I need to work on, or like a chop or something is like, man, that's really cool. That's really cool for me. Because then I'm like, okay, then I'll keep putting stuff like that, or I'll keep searching for stuff like that. And I like taking suggestions from everybody. This is now our community within a community. So other stuff that you have like that, please, I'll post it up on the thing so everyone can download it, and we'll try to work through it and stuff like that.
So, the thing we did where you play the 16 notes with the accents groups of 5. I had so much fun with that, doing it with orchestrating differently, and the way it feels. I mean, 3 times I get playing 16 things, grouping to 5, and sometimes I get slowing down.
Yeah.
And to me, I love that because there's little tension in the film, and it resolves. So.
Yeah.
To me, I love that.
Cool. Well, that's good to hear, man. That's great. I'm stoked on that. That's cool. Well, we'll definitely, obviously, we'll keep it going. I just, like I said, I'm always trying to think of ways that we can improve, we can make it better, we can grow it, we can keep everyone happy, and I not get everybody with the idea of like this one again, like so as long as we know that and we keep going, we'll keep doing it. All right, so moving on, I have a couple different ones. Nat, I'm going to go back to your your warm up that we did, and then I did add the diddle thing.
Okay.
If you can find it. And let's see if I can get through it this morning. Let's see here.
And I have while you're looking for that, I have the weirdest thoughts in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
That particular warm up, like at the very beginning, where you're going, taka, 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 taka. Okay, take that simplicity of that and put it on the kit and move the accents around the toms.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, light bulbs coming on already.
The diddle one is really, it's fire, man. It's so fun to play through. I wasn't hearing it the other day until I like started writing it, and then last night I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. So here, let's start with that, since this one starts really easy, and then we can just take it all the way down. So I think this from 17 all the way down is what you were talking about, right, Nat? Oh, no, it didn't write. That's not the right one. No, that's not the right one.
No, that's not it.
Hold on. Let me try to find it. Did it not save? No. It's still in the thing. Okay, here we go. Hold on.
The diddle should be on the unaccented notes.
No, that was the old one. I just was I never saved it. It's still on MuseScore. So
and for you guys that like any of these warm ups, if you're sitting at the kit, do your kick on 1 and 3 and your hi-hat on 2 and 4, or play a samba groove underneath any of this.
The samba ostinato.
Yeah, samba ostinato. And then if you really want to make it challenging, try doing left foot clave.
Forget
while
that.
Doing the warm up.
Forget that for me. But yeah, anybody's that feels inclined to that's the thing that I forgot to bring out. Thank you, Nat, for saying that. That a lot of these easy warm-ups that you guys are just like, this is too easy for me. Then yes, if you want to challenge yourself even more, let the rest of the other people that are learning this warm-up or learning that warm-up or whatever, let them do their hands. But as I always say, if you guys want to step it up, then yeah, start playing an ostinato with your feet. Do a clave like Nat was saying, or do the samba ostinato while you're playing these warm-ups with your hands. And that, if you can do that, then I don't know, man, chops and coffee might not be your thing.
But see, that's what makes it fun, though. Is see, I got these ideas just from hanging with you guys and doing these warm-ups.
Yeah. Okay, so this one at the bottom is what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, we'll work our way to that one. This first one, accents, just Mike Dawson quote, trust the sticking. So it's just a single stroke roll all the way down. The accents are the only thing that are changing. These are on your right. This one's on your left. This repeats 3 bars, and then you just play the accent on the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right. Anyways, then we go all the way down again. This repeats same pattern. This is on your left, and then this is on your right. We rest for a quarter note. And then we go back all the way up, and then it starts with your left. Okay? Switches hands. We're going to take these 8 bars at a time. So we'll do this one as our first warm-up, and then we'll do the flam version. But it's the same pattern. All right, and then take a cup of coffee, sip of coffee, then do the diddle version, and then we'll flip the diddle version.
You just gave me another idea of doing that.
This one, are you thinking about drags?
No,
I was thinking about drags, and that one I couldn't get my head around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could, but no. I was just another challenging thing. I'll bring it up after we get done with the warm up.
All right. Cool. Let's do these. Man. Yeah. Okay. Let me get this going. I'm feeling like better, like my old self, mentally. I'm not coming in here drained and not knowing what I'm doing. I'm feeling clear-headed today. I don't know why I'm saying this out loud, but all right, here we go. Yeah, thank you. All right, here we go. Oh man, it's blasting. One, two. Oh, hold on. There we go. One, two. 1, 2, 3. Left. I love it. Let's go a little faster. Like this one's, yeah, let's try it. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. Not bad. Not hard. Let's go like, come on. There you go. Let's go at least 180. 1, 2, 1, 2. I would say one more, if everybody's down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, buddy. Very cool. See, now that's more my speed at the. I mean that this kind of eighth note accent warm up is more my like first warm up. I like doing this one too one handed. So one measure of right, one measure of left, one measure of right, and then left, and switching hands every measure. Single hand like though like. Right, left, that kind of thing. Maybe we'll do that on another day.
And if you're gonna do that on another day, do it. Try it with both hands. Try to do it with both hands. Do the whole thing without flamming.
Like that.
Yeah, without flamming. No flams allowed.
No flams allowed.
Steve, was that your thing from before that you were gonna mention?
No.
I don't know if
The thing that I was going to mention before is how he's got it. How he's got the page up there right now was the thing that my teacher when I was taking lessons had me do. Is you go diagonally, so it would be taka taka taka, then go down to the second line, taka taka taka, go down to the third line, then flam it, blah 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 blah, and then to the fourth line to the last bar.
Ah, that's cool.
The idea that I had was to incorporate like crescendos and diminuendos with the accents.
Ooh.
I'm trying to do that with my own playing, like playing faster, slower, softer, louder. And
Yep.
That's cool. I should add those dynamic notations in there. That would be cool.
Yep.
That's a cool thing about this though, is just because we're doing it here, I'm doing it very general for everyone, but you guys are always welcome to add whatever you want, especially because you're muted, so you can do your thing over there. I think that's really cool. Keeps it
right. It's like
it fun for you.
It's like how loud is an accent? Well, it's just relative to the notes around it, right? Like you could play a quiet accent if you're playing super soft.
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
All right, cool. Let's go to the flams. Same pattern. So instead of accents, though, we're playing a flam. So all right. So if you guys can't hang with the flams, then just keep the accents alive. All right. So like we were. Dugga 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 dugga. All right. We're back down to 90. 1, 2, ready, go. That's fast.
Yeah, that's kind of fast enough with.
All right, let's go a little slower.
Really good.
All right, 1, 2, ready, go. Left. Cool. Yeah, I used to put more exercises that incorporated, like, it wasn't just snare drum warm-ups. It was like full, like that singles, doubles, paradiddle thing, 16 notes, putting a kick in between. We got to bring some of those back. Maybe Friday we'll bring one of those back. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Love that one. Feels so cool. I don't know why it feels so cool to me to play that. It sounds so great if we were all in the same room playing that. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready. I can't do it that fast. Well, it's not that I can't. We shouldn't say can't. I can't do it.
That's all.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me get it at 100. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh my gosh. These things are so funny in the morning, man. Like, I know I've done it at probably like 120, practicing it in the middle of the day, but 7 in the morning for some reason is just not happening. All right, moving on. Let me get my head around this one. Okay. 17. Everybody can still see it, right? All right. 17. Diddles instead of accents. So same pattern, but diddles instead of accents. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. 1, 2, ready. Whoops, sorry. 1, 2, ready, go. I would like to try that again. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, ready, go. gosh, I keep messing up that last measure. All right. How's everybody feeling with this one?
I'm not saying a word.
You're oh, Nat. What are we gonna do about Nat? 1, 2, ready, go. Yay. That's more like it.
Okay, you can slow this one way down.
Yeah, now this one's a little bit more difficult. This one I had to wrap my head around, but this is the new version. Okay, so it is a little bit more like you're playing the accents because you're playing a single note on that pattern, but you're diddling in between. So let me see here. That one's this part right here is really weird because you're doing 3 diddles in a row and then you're accenting on your left. That's a little bit difficult. You're doing that twice in a row. There you go. All right. Let's see how we do. Everybody cool with that? Everybody got this? If you can't, don't worry. Don't feel bad. Just go back to the accents because if you get the accent part, if you got this part down, the other stuff will come naturally the more you practice it. You're just feeling that rhythm. Da 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 da. So when you feel it like that, you'll get this stuff more naturally. All right, guys, here we go. Okay. 1, 2. Sorry if I mess up. Yay! Check this out. All right. Let's go a little bit faster. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh my gosh. All right, the second half was better. Can we try that again? 1, 2, ready, go. Got to get out of my head, man.
Sing it.
I know. It is there. It's there. It's just it's the lack of coffee. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Yeah, the connection, man. I would love to see some like some data on how your brain connects in the morning versus how your brain connects like in the afternoon after you've eaten and after you you know, how you perform in the morning. And I would like to do some readjustments with that, like as far as like kinesiology and stuff like that. Like I need to perform in the morning better than I perform like in the evening, you know?
So, hey, Korey, my new company does this crazy stuff called neuroscience research where they actually like, it looks like a science fiction movie. They like put this thing on your head and they have you watch stuff and then they see what your brain happens while you watch it.
Yes.
I want to chum up to that team so I can pitch them to do a study on like what drummers' brains look like when they're playing, because I think that would be super cool to see, because I truly believe drummers' brains do work different than everybody else's. So I agree. See like a drummer's brain doing common tasks versus somebody else's brain doing a common task.
Right.
So anyway.
I've been saying that for years, that, you know, drummers tend to think more in patterns. I was doing that. I was having this discussion with other musicians and, you know, talking about the qualities of other like musicians in a band. Like the drummers are like the guitar players are always like a certain personality, and the singer's a certain personality, and the bass player is always looking for girls and, you know, doesn't care about his instrument, I guess. I don't know if that's true or not. But the drummers are typically the guys that are like organized and sometimes married, and sometimes like the most focused and like thinking in patterns. What are the steps to complete this task kind of stuff? That's exactly how I think. Good at math. That's like exactly the stuff that I've been through, because there's like steps to it. But then like for me, I could care less about history, you know. But then my wife is like super book smart, and yeah, it's different. All right, so I did say we were doing this challenge again, and this one is, you know, it's cool. I don't know about me this morning, but we'll see. Let's pull it up. Let me find it. That's a fun one. I like that. That's going to be in my regular rotation for all of my guys. That I want to do some different accent versions of that, changing the accents around, like maybe putting the single accent on the "and" first in the first half, and then the other ones, on the second half. Where am I looking for? Oh yeah, that's why I changed the name to Rat-a-Tat Challenge
instead of Spang-a-Lang.
Yeah, I didn't have time to write out the other, like I wanted to do the actual Spang-a-Lang version of this, and I wanted to try to write out that shuffle one. So that's on the list. The Stevie Ray Vaughan beat groove is going to be on the list hopefully for Friday. I'm going to try to write that out for Friday, but I could not get to it yesterday. Sorry, man. All right. So the idea for this, Nat, I know you want to take it measure by measure, like all the way down, like doing it from top to bottom and repeating. I think that's unrealistic for me in the morning, but I was working on it last night, but it's just not coming naturally. So we'll just do it measure by measure, try to sink into the pocket and get used to this. But today, so Monday, we did this right hand playing the rat-a-tat or the anchovies. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and this week, or this on Wednesday, today we'll try it playing the top line with our left hand, and then playing our right hand with those permutations. Okay. If you guys want. If you guys can't hang with that, then stick to the right and then try to challenge your brain to do the left hand thing. If you guys this is too easy for you, then switch it up. Change up, make your right foot play the bottom line. Make your left foot play the bottom line. Move it around your drum kit, all that jazz. For now, I'm going to play it on my practice pad, and I'm going to try to take it measure by measure. We'll repeat the measures until we sink in, and then we'll move on. All right, let's go. Oh boy, I just messed everything up. Oh, come on. Okay, so that's my left hand pattern for measure 1. And then measure 2, we're going to play our right hand on that click. I can already feel my left hand is like, my brain is like, wait, what? All right. Number 2, ready, go. Number 3, 8th notes. 1, 2, ready, go. If you can do the ostinato with this, you're really cooking. All right, I'm ready to move on to 4. On the ands. 1, 2, ready, go. Wait, sorry. Yeah.
Feels weird.
Yeah.
But for me, even though I'm left-handed, I'm used to starting everything with my right hand.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just in my brain. It's like, oh, this is normal now.
All right. 5. 1, 2, ready, go. Try not to flam. Making both our hands work the same. Number 6 is that flam tap thing without the flam, but you're still playing the sticking like that. This would be a right-handed flam tap. 1, 2, ready, go. Messed up already. Let's go. There we go. So hard to not flam this one. Okay, 7. This one I'm gonna have to stop and wrap my head around it. 1, 2, ready, go. Gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. That's so hard, man. Last night, no problem. Last night when I was going over this, I was trying to read it top to bottom and just repeat, and like I was doing this one no problem. But man, in the mornings for some reason, there we go. All right. The pressure's on in the room. That's why. All right. And number 8, 1, 2, ready on the E's. and 9. Gosh. There we go. Couple more. All right. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh my gosh. I don't know if anybody else is like, this is just like the easiest thing they've ever done. But for me, this is really, really challenging. And the more I do at like single measures and let them sink in, then the more it becomes muscle memory to where I can play all the way down from top to bottom. And my brain goes to like, oh yeah, like when I get to measure 9 here, I always think flam tap, and that helps my brain process how to play this rhythm without trying to count it out. You know what I mean? So that's why I use the syllables method, calling these anchovies. It helps my students process quickly without having to think about, it's like muscle memory, like I said. So for me to be able to play these one by one and get the muscle memory down will be easier for me to play these all the way through and repeat. I don't know if anybody else feels that same vibe, but that's how it is for me.
Number 4 reminded me of an old reggae song.
Really? Let's see, number 4. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that is I use that that rhythm in a lot of reggae. Or I use the other one, 16 notes.
It's like a 60s reggae song or 70s maybe. It's like, I don't even know who it's by. The Whole World is Africa. That's like the opening,
I don't know which one that is. Let's see.
It's not like Bob Marley. It's
I'm normally pretty proficient with early reggae. Black Uruhu? Yeah. Let's see here.
Sustainability is a
This is
conversation
not
for all of us. I want to know
what it
how
is.
fast
This is it, right? Just kidding.
It almost seems
Here we go. Hey, that is it. Is that it? That is that rhythm.
The opening. I was thinking the intro more than the groove, but
yeah.
Except it has a flam.
It has that feel though. That's cool. Very nice. All right. So all right, cool. That was a cool vibe. I loved it. That was much better today. It felt good, even though I still clammed my way through everything. I feel good about it. Yeah, it's I just like it. I like the vibe that we are all putting off, that it's like, it's cool, man. It's about the hang, and it's about that. It starts adding a lot of pressure, and it starts adding a lot of it takes the joy out of it when there's a lot of pressure, where it's like, man, you stop wanting to show up. And not that I was getting there. What's that?
Stop doing it to yourself.
It's not that. It's just that we want to keep it alive and keep it going and keep everyone's interest. But a lot of these days, it's hard to keep people engaged. People are so quick to like scrolling to the next thing.
That's that social media thing now.
Right.
Because I don't know if you guys remember this, or if you're old enough to remember this, but remember back in the day on the radio, they used to play the full song.
Yeah.
5, 6, 8-minute songs. Well, it's changed to now. It's like it has to be in that 3-minute, 30-second window, or they don't play it on the radio. It's the same thing with social media. People's attention span used to be 3, 4, 5 minutes. Now it's down to 30 seconds. If you don't catch their attention within the first 15 to 30 seconds of them hitting your spot, they're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 8 seconds
Nate, you're
now?
right. It's actually scientifically validated. The like short term, like you used to have 12 seconds to grab somebody's attention and have them decide whether or not they were going to keep paying attention. And that's actually gone down to 8 seconds over the last decade or so. So social media has compressed us by a third in terms of what we're willing to pay attention to.
Wow.
Hey Brian, you'll get a kick out of this. That motocross coach that I always talk about, that I was working with, one of his techniques is he always talks about when you're riding motocross, you have to be completely like focused. If you lose your focus for a split second, you could be paralyzed. And so one of the things that he does is these young kids that are, 10, 11, 12 years old, 13 years old is when they really start. They're almost going to be pro. He has them read, and he'll have them put a timer on and read. And when their mind starts wandering, they have to stop the timer. And their exercise is to keep trying to be engaged with that book. But as soon as they have to be aware of, my mind is focusing, my mind is wandering, and I need to focus back on this book. And so he documents like how long their focus is, and they try to improve that so that translates into their writing, because he's like, this could mean like life or death or a severe injury.
It's true. Yeah, that's an interesting approach. Transferable skills, reading to writing. But I was always skeptical of the whole ADD or ADHD thing, because kids that could barely sit school. I used to work at a school for all boys that got like kicked out of their school, for behavior stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a kid can play a video game for like hours, or ride dirt bikes or something that they're interested in. But in anything that risk of injury, you got to be able to arrest your mind's wandering tendencies, which we all have to some extent.
Right.
If you're not interested in what somebody's trying to deliver, we just wander off.
Yeah,
my wife works with those kids, ADD, ADHD, and some of them need medication to make them to have them stop fidgeting and stop their minds from wandering. So it's almost like 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Because in some cases the medication works and they stop, they focus, they can get their work done. But in other cases, sometimes the medication doesn't work. And then sometimes we found that it's just making the student responsible for what they're doing, and they actually stop and sit down and focus. But for a lot of the kids, it's just part of it is what you said, Brian. It's something that they like, but the other part is just having their mind engaged. Once their mind is engaged, then they focus. But if their mind isn't engaged, whether it's something they like or don't like, they're going to be bouncing off the walls, and they won't sit still.
I'm reading some.
The Buddhists call it taming your monkey mind. So it's actually a really helpful visualization exercise, because if you've ever tried to do, like, the hardest thing in the world to do is straight unguided meditation. Sit in a room by yourself, a quiet room, and be quiet and try to make your mind not do anything. And
that's the hardest thing in the world.
And it is the hardest. I can't go 5 seconds. It is crazy how hard that is to do. So
you're literally shutting your mind down.
So
I've seen some of the students that like I've worked with, like I've worked with some like autistic kids, and like I have a student right now that his parents haven't told me if he's on the spectrum or not, but I think he has Asperger's syndrome, which is like a form of autism. And this kid's brilliant, man. He's like, he zones out and stuff in his lessons, but dude can read charts like nobody I know, like none of my other students. Like, I can put anything in front of him and he'll work through it. And his playing is really sloppy, but he's but anyways, I'm reading these books that they're talking about like how, like ADHD and all that stuff is real, and Asperger's and all that stuff is real. But a lot of this stuff is like also our society and the way that schooling is, they're kind of molding everybody to be have this mindset of like, whatever the boss says, you do, and you just do your work, you clock in, you clock out, and you don't complain. And they're not like letting people be creative and be artists and be, have these brilliant minds to create.
Yeah. Well, and Korey, to that point, so Mary's daughter Amelia is on the spectrum, and then I guess it was in 7th grade was when she started really struggling with standardized education, and we got her onto an individual education plan that takes into account her as a person.
Yes.
And the it's just
performance went through the roof, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's for any kid. It should be every kid, because all kids are unique, all kids are different. So it's like, how do you support, everybody's individual journey? But like poor teachers, right? They got a room full of 50 kids these days, man.
Right.
That's the job. That's the job of the teacher.
Yeah.
The teacher has to understand that everybody in that classroom is not the same. And then you could use one technique to reach a third of the class, but you have to use a different technique to reach the middle third of the class, but then maybe a whole nother technique to reach the other third of the class. And see, that's where a lot of teachers fall short, because they don't know how to reach the kids. Uh-huh. And then they always want to blame the kids and the parents, but it's like, no, it's on the teacher. The teachers have to understand that they can't use the same teaching philosophy for every kid in the room. And that's where it goes back to what both you guys were saying. It's like they want to put everybody in this cookie cutter box. And it's like, not everybody fits in this cookie cutter box, because you can use one way of describing something for half the class, they'll get it. But the other half of the class is like, what?
But not everybody even wants to. Like my brother, this was in the 80s, and my brother was like, they were like, he has ADHD, put him on medication and all this stuff because he wasn't performing in school. But my brother is brilliant. He's like a true artist, Yeah.
But see, that's because the creative mind thinks totally different from everybody else.
Right.
Because had they had the ADD and all that stuff now, back when I was in school, I would have been labeled ADD, ADHD like a mug, because I'm sitting in the front row and I'm just beating on my desk all day long. And the teacher doesn't think I'm paying attention, but I'm hearing everything they're saying.
Yeah.
So it's just like each kid is different. And see, like you, I've worked with autistic and handicapped kids. And like I said, some of these kids are brilliant when it comes to certain things. Mm-hmm. But when you get them to do other stuff, it's like, wow, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But you're thinking, it's like, but you just did this difficult thing without a thought. It's just bam.
It's like savants, like they can they do the most brilliant, amazing things, but then they can't like tie their shoes,
Yeah, that's it.
So now you had ADD, right? Attention drummer's deficit.
Yeah.
I think we all have that.
Oh, dude! To this day, I'll be out with my wife, and we'll be sitting at a restaurant, and I'll be tapping on the table, and she'll reach over and put her hand on my head, because I'll be doing it and won't even know it, or my knee will be bouncing, and she'll be like, "Stop!" I'm like, "What? Your knee's bouncing?" I'm like, "Oh well."
So last night we're sitting on the couch and Mary's got a pillow on her lap and she falls asleep, and I turn on something and I'm watching the Delon Lamar organ trio on KEXP, and all of a sudden they rip into this part and I just want to drum along with my hands, but I've literally got nowhere I can go without moving her. So I start going like this on the back of my head, and it's working. She's not moving. And so then I'm and the next thing I know, I feel this hand come up out of nowhere and go like that, because I was doing it so hard. I was like moving her while I was doing it. She looks she's like, this is not drum practice time.
I'm very guilty of drumming on my wife quite often. Yeah, it's awesome. I think we're all guilty of that. It's cool.
Dude, I got a story for you. I had playing so bad when I was growing up. My parents bought me, kid drumsticks, right? And this is before seatbelt laws and stuff. So I'm standing up in the car, and I beat on the dashboard so much that I cracked the dashboard.
Oh my gosh!
I literally cracked the dashboard in my car. That's when they knew it's like, okay, he's we got to get him a drum set because this is ridiculous.
I just saw a product. It's from Mexico, and it's Mexico City, called Dorado or something, practice pads, and they make these little, like, they look like they're like 4-inch practice pads that are sticky. They stick, and you can stick them to your dashboard. And if you're they say if you're a passenger, you can practice on your dashboard.
I've had this practice pad since 1994. When I was
nice.
12, I was on a cross country road trip with my family, and my drum teacher was like, "How are you going to practice? You're going to be gone for a couple weeks. You can't just not practice." And they had this thing. It's gone like long periods of time without getting used, but I've been using it lately. That's cool, man.
That's really cool. Yeah, I've had I have a practice pad that I've had probably since then, but I don't use. It's a Remo one that with the rim on it, and it's just gotten so old. And I stopped using it because it's so loud. It's
I have that one, like the 6-inch with the plastic rim. I never liked it because it's like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I have so many though. Like just having a drum lesson thing, I just have practice pads laying around all over the place. So it's cool. I'm trying to establish this thing in any of you guys in California for summertime coming up here. So we're doing this at 7 and then doing another one at 9 at a park in Carlsbad at the beach for a few of us on practice pads. That is definitely happening. It's got to happen because it's just so amazing. You guys know how much I love the beach. But I might just be setting up the iPad and being there with you guys on the beach at 7 in the morning. So we'll see about that. This summertime though, anybody who wants to join that would be cool.
Drum Brigade or Chops and Coffee practice pads would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, dude, trust, it's in the works. I've been working with Zach Nager, and he's another amazing drummer, but he's developing one right now. But I've actually reached out to Aquarian and Ahead. I have an endorsement with both companies. Ahead was like, yeah, we can just do one of our practice pads, and then Aquarian was like, yeah, we can even brand it with like a collaboration with Drum Brigade on there. So the goal is to make basically like a Chops and Coffee Drum Brigade student starter pack with our drumsticks, our practice pad, and then a sheet with some of the warm-up set we do. So that's in the works, man. It's just it's COVID time, so funds are tight. But yeah,
fun?
Yeah, exactly. If like I said, Aquarian already is like, yeah, we can do that. We have a couple different options for you, and we'll brand it with Drum Brigade. And then I have a couple other companies and ideas that we're trying to work out something to do a practice pad. I want to do like a beginner or a travel, like 8-inch maybe, and then a 12-inch or 14-inch. So yeah, so I initially started with asking Chris Brady about using the super pad and branding it with Drum Brigade, and he was like, yeah, we can do that. And he's like, but our rubber pad might be a little bit more cost effective for you because those super pads are really expensive. But I like the super pads the best. I mean, you guys know I have them on use. So but yeah, it's in the works, man. It's in the works. I got to get more drumsticks. That's like the first thing too. Drumsticks is such a great tool to have, and they're really good. First-rate hickory drumsticks. Yeah, there you go. Rebecca has them.
I need to get some of those. I've had this pair of drumsticks since like the mid 90s. Also, it's like
old
painted hot sticks. They had like the 5B stamped in the end, and they're
cool.
Yeah, I mean, like also they've gone a long time without playing, but they're painted white with black nylon tips.
The Drum Brigade sticks are hot sticks too. They're manufactured through hot sticks, so they last a long time. Yeah,
nice.
But they're wood tips. All right, guys. So we've been chatting for a while. We're overtime. I got some other parts of my day I got to get to.
No, you don't. We're more important than other parts of your day.
That is true. I would rather be here chilling. talking drums and talking drum any chance I get to talk about Drum Brigade products and what Drum Brigade's about, I'm all about that. I will do that all day. But yeah, as always, and also the Chops and Coffee T-shirts are in the works. I'm just waiting for a graphic designer and all that stuff. So I'll keep you guys posted. I also need to make a Chops and Coffee discount code for our website. I haven't done that yet. So if you guys are going to buy something off Drum Brigade, don't do it yet. I'll make a Chops and Coffee thing. It'll probably just be I'll probably only be able to do a small discount on through that third party company, but we'll make it. We'll keep it. Give a little extra to the Chops and Coffee family. And all you guys watching on the live stream, sorry, you got to join actual Chops and Coffee to get that. All right, guys.
All you guys are ADD because all you guys are still playing.
Exactly.
Still playing while we're talking.
The difference is though, this is our medication and not, we don't need pill. Well, maybe some of us do. I don't know, but like
MJ said, attention drum deficit.
Yeah.
I'm watching hours and hours and hours of training videos right now. So thank God for drumsticks and practice pads.
Hey, that might be the Chops and Coffee shirt, the ADD, attention drum
deficit disorder.
Yeah. All right, guys. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you guys.
See ya.
Bye, guys.